round because they were people from the reels. I don't think they watched the video.
They were rocking with it. Cue the intro.
Minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the GetBack Podcast. I'm your host, Damian and Dusten, here with
Ayden Jones, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen.
and welcome to episode 21 of the GetBack Podcast. Welcome back, Jones. How you feeling?
21, you know, your boy just turned 21 recently.
Come on,
This is going to
now.
be a good episode for me. I
It
think
is.
it's going to be a good episode. We got some stuff to get into. I don't know how exciting some of the stuff is, but we got some stuff to jump into if you want to see.
And I think we should jump into I don't want to say least exciting because there were some great moments last night. And I feel like we'll get into that first before we get into what we really want to talk
first
about.
time we're talking about UFC. We're
Absolutely.
going to get into some UFC first. That main card, we're going to jump into the first bet, correct?
Absolutely. And it was very good. It was a very good for main card, in my opinion. It actually one of the better
main
ones.
card, to me, like you said, was one of the better ones of the year.
Absolutely.
Like, we had good fights over the card.
I would agree with that. I think and what sucks is it got overshadowed by the main event, which we'll get to in a second. But first, let's talk about Tim Elliott versus Kai Asakura, who Tim Elliott actually defeated Kai Asakura
Yes, sir.
by submission, mounted guillotine in the second round. You and me lost a parlay there.
Yeah, we did lose a parlay, but no, we won that parlay, actually. It was under 2.5 rounds,
you know what?
and
We did.
we won this parlay. Did we think that the
Kai was gonna
person who
lose?
won was going to make us win that parlay? No.
No.
Like, that was...
I thought for the first round and up until the guillotine, I thought that Kai was applying the pressure. I thought he was clipping Tim with whether it was the jab, the straight, even some hooks here and there. I think Kai's boxing really showed levels above Tim. But at the end of the day, the experience on the ground and being
Yeah,
able to
man,
grapple.
He had no option on the ground at all. Like, he had nowhere to go on the ground.
And we saw Kai talk about this previously against his previous fight. He had a hard time adjusting from being in a ring to being in an octagon.
Which I can understand.
and I
that.
think we
I can
still saw
understand
that.
Yeah.
Even with his movements on the feet, when he's pivoting on his back foot, when he's doing that, it just didn't look as natural as he looked in the other leagues that he performed so well in.
Yeah.
But I don't want to grace too much into it. Tim Elliott, good W. Doesn't move him up the ranks that much, but to beat Kai Asakura, a name.
I think the way that he did it, because obviously he's still... I would still possibly put him above him even before the fight.
Oh, absolutely.
I didn't think it was gonna go like that. So I mean, it's all right. I think I'm a little disappointed in Kai. That's all.
But we got to remember that Tim Elliott has 8 wins via submission.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
not
he-
crazy for him to do that, especially against a guy
He had full control.
like Kai, who's just so subpar on the ground. Get into the next fight. A fight that you and me, we didn't argue about it, but we had some, friendly banter going back and forth with the guys. Michael Venom Page defeats Jared Cannonier in a middleweight bout, 29-28 unanimous decision. What were your thoughts on that fight, my guy?
Very good fight. I think the way that Venom has shown, I won't say that. I'm just gonna say he's a very good prospect from Bellator. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't think that we've seen that so far in the UFC, except for Michael Chandler, who is 2-5, 2-7.
But very entertaining.
Very entertaining, but that's the only person. So I'm a good prospect. What are your takes on it, Dave?
From a win perspective, I think this is the best win of Michael Venom Page's career in the UFC, at least. He totally outstriked Jared Cannonier. My problem, and I told you this, was I think Mike had about 2 or 3 different opportunities where he could have knocked Jared Cannonier out and gotten a finish, and maybe would have gotten $50,000. His antics of pretending to dribble the basketball,
He
the
hated that, by the
showboating,
way. He hated that,
I
by
just
the way.
wasn't a big fan. You know what? First round, it was awesome because it was like, yeah, prove that. Once he did it in the second and third round, when you can totally see that Jared is gassed and you could have got him out of there, I thought it was unnecessary. Actually, I think Dana was also a little frustrated with it as well.
No, he was not.
In the press conference.
No, he was not, like, to the point like where he's
No,
like,
not where he was like, you're stupid.
man.
No, absolutely not. But I think I'm not the only one who thought this.
We slightly agreed on that point. I don't think that MVP could possibly be a champion in the UFC. Will he possibly get fight of the night and win some money for performance of the night?
And you know
I
what's
don't think so.
And you know what's so crazy? I think if he took it really serious, I think he could see himself in a championship bout?
He's 37, dog. He's 37 years old. 36.
Now, you're in the middleweight division now, and who has the belt?
Yeah.
So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that later. But I wish I would have saw him strike more. Listen, I think he's a great striker. I'm not saying that.
Tween, dribble cross, tween.
I just wasn't a
Hook,
fan of all of
now
that.
your dude's on the ground.
And instead of going down for the finish,
He said,
you
"Calm
back up
down." He
and you
just
tell
told
the
him-
fans to calm down.
No, he didn't tell the fans to. He told Jared, just calm down.
And you know what I think?
Just calm down.
What frustrates me too, I guess, about this is because the main event was so. I really wish I could have saw another finish, but what does not take away from Michael Venom Page's win.
I think
I want to see him go against the man who fought after him.
Which I want to get into that also because obviously we're about to talk about him.
Go ahead.
Do you believe that MVP can drop down a weight and still compete like that? Because he would have to drop, obviously.
Considering, and this is just my opinion from just looking at him from face value, no, because I think if he drops, I think he's already kind of lighter for that weight anyway.
Carlos isn't going to 185, right?
That's.
I'm just trying to see how it's going to happen because I think it will happen, but I'm pretty sure it had to be MVP
Going down to
going
170.
down, which
It was.
I can see it happening. It is you're kind of giving Carlos the home court. That's all.
Absolutely, especially if it's in Brazil the way that Michael Venom Page asked for it. So
we're saying his name a lot. Let's get
into Carlos Prates versus how do we even say his first name?
Geoff. It's something like that. It's like Geoff or Geoff. Yeah, I don't think it's Jeff.
I genuinely think it's
not Jeff. It's like Geoff or something like that.
But Carlos Prates defeats Geoff Neal by spinning back elbow with 1 second left in the first round.
Which is crazy. The first one on a buzzer beater.
What were your thoughts on the fight?
See that. Pretty good.
For the short-lived fight.
I will say, yeah, short-lived, but the combo was very decent. To do that on a buzzer beater where I think Neal he had the most pressure in that fight. He came out the fight pretty aggressive. I like the way he started out. He simply just got caught. And when I say caught, I mean died, basically, because that was disgusting. A buzzer beater, literally at 4:59.
I agree. I think especially towards the end of that round, we kind of saw Carlos get a little more comfortable because I think the thing about Neal is he's going to apply that pressure to see where you stand and see what you're going to do, if you're going to back up, if you're going to press forward, because he is a guy that people forget he fought Shavkat Rakhmonov, and until he was submitted via the standing guillotine, it was a great
decent fight. Yeah, pretty decent
it was the first time that we've seen Shavkat injured. It was the first time that we saw.
We're not gonna take away from Carlos though. Carlos has power. Like
Carlos
has pure
tremendous
power. Not even that. After the post interview, man walks there with a cigarette in his mouth. It doesn't.
I know.
You could say aura farming. You could say whatever you want. It looked cool on the post interview of the man simply after straight elbowing someone, a back spinning elbow. Matter of fact, after that.
So, do you want to see Carlos fight a guy like Michael Venom Page, or do you want to see him stay in his division, fight somebody his own size? And
once again, he's not going up to 185. He's going to stay in his division.
So
he will welcome Michael Venom Page if that's what he wants to do.
But here's my question to you. Him fighting Michael Venom Page, does that get him closer to a championship aspiration?
It depends, because they're talking about that's going to be next year. It would have to be another fight in between for both of them, I'm pretty sure. I don't think that's both of their next fights. It had to be something in between. That kind of depends on what that would be.
And I guess for me, Carlos, and I'm looking at the rankings right now because I got to look at the rankings. He beat the number 11 guy, so we're obviously going to move him up. Do we have him fight Michael Morales? Who do we have him fight? And I say Michael Morales because if I'm not mistaken, that is another Brazilian, which could be interesting.
I'm trying to think.
That could be a good fight. 18-0, mind you.
You won't give him Buckley, will you?
No, I would not give him Buckley.
But you would give him Morales?
Yeah, because I think Joaquin
or Gilly.
That could be a good fight too.
I think it'd be a good fight.
That could be a good fight. Gilbert Burns versus.
I'm gonna talk about Gilbert Burns a little bit later.
Gilbert Burns versus Carlos Prates. I like that. Give me that fight just because stylistically, I think it benefits both of those guys, and I think you can get a war. Put that on a fight night.
Dog, Gilbert Burns has had the best fight against the champion now that we are seeing who just
Come on, Usman.
survived.
But
Yeah.
we'll talk about that.
That's what I'm saying. We'll bring it back up after.
But I want to move on. I want to move on to what I thought was the most exquisite knockout of the night and potentially one of the top 5 knockouts of this year. Lerone Murphy defeats Aaron Pico by spinning elbow in the first round, derailing the hype train that was Aaron Pico. What were your thoughts on that fight, man?
It sounded like a bowling ball, or like a brick just hit that man's jaw. That, like, in UFC 5, when you hit somebody super hard, their body can kind of jump a little bit.
Yeah.
We saw the man's body just jump like it had to be at least 4 to 5 inches out the way. That was an insane KO because Carlos's was a TKO.
Mhm.
He was out because of like the bleeding was bad. He was out, but not like unconscious.
Yeah.
Dog,
Aaron was out unconscious.
dog, completely out. Like, I mean, out, and not even that. The debut, like I said, that's why I hold MVP to a higher standard, bro.
Because
you don't see it.
yeah.
You simply for some reason, I don't know
Don't see what?
debuts that good. People that come in, they just simply they can't find the rhythm. Like, it's almost like when you're in a different company or however that works, when you have a big name, it's like UFC fans, they're hard nosed. So like me, like remember when Pitbull was coming out? Oh, bro, he's good, bro. Like I was like, I thought
Same
he,
thing
I
with
thought he had a
Patchy
chance.
Mix.
Dog, I know him, bro. He has a big name. They come in and they get worked, bro. They simply get worked, and it builds their name up, and then they get thrown down.
But here's my question to you. Is that because Dana is feeding some of these guys to the wolves? Or is it simply because the competition is too much?
No, I think
Because
Dana,
I think if-
Dana picks and chooses, cause like bro, he gave them Leon Murphy hasn't lost a fight. He has a draw.
Exactly.
Murphy has, and not even that.
You're giving him an
Murphy has
undefeated
Murphy's
prospect
been waiting.
who was told that if you win this
If
fight,
you
you're
win,
probably going to
Not
fight for a belt.
probably, because now we know what this fight is leading up to.
Oh, absolutely.
'Cause-
And that's what I took out of it.
Yeah.
I think Lerone Murphy getting that knockout, because we saw him fight against, did obviously didn't get the finish. And we were almost like, man, is Lerone Murphy, he's undefeated, but we need to see some finishes here.
We had to see him actually do something that was exciting to earn yourself that fight.
And boy, did he show out.
Yeah.
And listen, going into it as well, I thought Pico was applying some pressure. It wasn't, he was not looking bad.
He didn't
Early,
look
he didn't look bad, but
fight lasted early. I mean,
exactly, but once Murphy figured out, okay, you're gonna do this, bet. I think he
not because
literally
that
said bet.
like he had the full pressure, mind you. Murphy's back was on the cage.
Yeah.
Like let's not forget that he simply just caught him on a turnover and dropped the man.
And I think now we, because obviously Murphy leaves this fight scratch free. Now we just wait on the great Alexander Volkanovski.
November, December, January.
Yeah.
We may see a new champion.
Whoa.
We may see
A new champion. Wow.
in Lerone Murphy.
What do you think stylistically Murphy presents to Volk that he won't be able to match up with?
Age
Age,
and
okay.
height. And I know you're like, bro, what? We've seen him beat Max 3 times.
I think
It
there's a
was-
little
it was
element
four-
of
it was
speed
4
in
or
there
5
as well.
years ago. Unk, to the point, Volk's new theme and all his memes and everything, he is the old guy. He is
Yeah.
the old Australian who has simply made his way back. Now, did we see him put straight paws on a young cat? A little while ago?
tall young
Yes.
cat
Yeah,
And
yes.
Diego Lopez.
I don't know.
I think it's going to be a better fight than we give it credit for.
But
think so.
you think Volk tastes it, though? What you're
I
saying.
think it could be similar to the Diego Lopez fight.
Which that was a
going
good fight, though.
Absolutely. It was a great fight, but it can go either way. It's a coin toss. I think I want to see where the fight is.
If he beats Volk, I hope you know he may knock him out.
Okay. I want to. There's a couple of factors I want to see. I want to know when the fight is, where it is, and what.
They're gonna do something for Volk. You know that.
That's another big. That's a big thing. If they're fighting in the land down under,
Yeah, you know they're gonna do
Volk
something for
has
Volk.
extra juice, and I just don't see him losing that fight.
He comes out with the music.
Yeah, I just don't see him losing that fight.
Yeah, man.
Moving on to the main event of the evening. And
My
I
smile
say
just faded
main
away,
event
bro.
in all lowercase.
My smile
letters.
just faded away, bro. We was having a good conversation, bro. Now we gotta talk about the main fight.
Khamzat Chimaev defeats Dricus Du Plessis by unanimous decision, 50-44 in what was the most dominant victory I've seen in a championship fight without somebody being damaged.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask you first. What are your takes, bro?
A couple of my takes are, first, I want to get on Dricus. I want to talk about Dricus really quick. I don't think Dricus was genuinely prepared for the strength of Khamzat Chimaev, and I think he overlooked it. And I think that's the problem with most fighters, except one man who didn't overlook it. We'll get into him in a second. But Khamzat he did the Khabib Nurmagomedov method, but he did it to a lesser extent because he took Dricus down and sat on him and love tapped him and got strikes for it. If you're a fighter, if you're an MMA fighter and you watch the pod, if you're somebody who truly loves the sport of MMA, you're gonna sit here and say he won by points and he did what he had to do. And we're not saying
they're going to tell us right now that we should have to pay to have a podcast and mics, and that we should not be watching UFC. They're going to tell us that MMA involves wrestling, and if that you can't watch that, don't watch it at all. Same thing that Mighty Mouse said.
But my one rebuttal to this will be this. Obviously, we're going to Paramount. The UFC will be going to Paramount soon, which will stop the pay-per-view. There are people who spent their paycheck, not us, because we have our different methods of watching the fight
More than
for obvious reasons, to watch a pay-per-view fight, and just to get such a lackluster fight in which Mark Goddard had to stand them up.
You got a good card. You got a good card for your money, though.
Absolutely. But for Mark Goddard to stand those guys up
3 times,
multiple occasions, because he didn't do anything in a championship fight, you rarely see that happen. And I was just disappointed. I thought, Khamzat, as dominant, as strong as he was, I think you're going to start to see these UFC middleweight championship cards start to be stacked out from bottom to top, because we're not going to expect a good fight for the championship fight for a long time until a new prospect comes in. Now, I have a theory and I want to talk about it with you, and I want you to tell me what you think. Currently, he's injured.
Yeah, you can.
I think if Shavkat Rakhmonov were to go up to 185, because he's probably walking around at 200 pounds right now, I think he could challenge Khamzat Chimaev. But that's the only, because we look at these guys. We look at Kamaru Usman, Gilbert Burns. Like we said, those are the 2 guys who gave Khamzat the biggest run for his money, and it wasn't even a big run here. Dana's going to have to get really creative with the middleweight division now. And I think you're going to see a lot more prospects. You're going to see a lot of different weight matchups, because simply nobody in this division right now. Let's go through it really quick. Just really quick, you and me.
I'm disappointed, bro. Like, I'm not trying to talk about that. I'm disappointed. 45 total strikes, dog. He had 45 total strikes.
Dricus.
This isn't even bad to see on the podcast. Dricus had 45
strikes.
Once again, 45. If we're doing the math, there's 5 rounds in a fight, dog. It's 5 rounds in a fight. Man had 45. He got sat in doggy style every single round. The fight started, first 5 seconds in, Khamzat shoots. Pulls the execution off. Gets him down on a guard. Sits there. Round after round after round.
And you know what I found interesting? Dricus could never get to guard.
Dricus, that's what I'm saying. Because you were saying that Dricus overlooked it. It looked like Dricus didn't care. I hope you know that. It looked like he didn't care.
Because Dricus is a great wrestler.
The 5th round was the only round that had controversy on the round, because he actually looked like he remembered that he was a champion. That was the only round he looked like an actual champion. Every other fight, or every other round, like I said, he got put on the ground with complete ease, no matter if it was a spear, no matter if it's from from wherever he wanted it.
Dricus also got put in a crucifix on multiple rounds.
That was the round. That was what I was trying to say earlier. First 10 seconds of the fight, you get put in a crucifix?
Bad.
The first 10 seconds, you can't say that you... And you can say that you tried, because guess what? We said that about O'Malley in his first fight. Damn, he tried it. At least he tried. Because guess what? Merab shot 27 goddamn times. And O'Malley at least did something.
I'm glad you brought that up. I appreciate Merab
We
so
all
much
will.
more now
We all
after
will.
watching Khamzat fight. It was a snooze fest. Let's call it how it was. It was a snooze fest. It wasn't fun to watch.
Khabib taught her that, but he didn't teach him that, dog.
Khabib would actually strike on the ground.
Khabib would have actually strike. Khabib, especially if he wanted your head, which I feel like Khamzat should have wanted, or Khamzat should have wanted hit. He should have wanted his head. You can't hit him at least like you don't give him no elbows, nothing.
And the problem is, obviously, Khamzat said he wants to fight soon. He wants to fight in Abu Dhabi. And like I said, it's so hard to give him that fight because the number one contender is about to fight against Kaio.
Yeah.
In a fight night on September 6th, which I think will be a good fight. But it'll also be super let's say Imavov goes in, knocks Kaio out, scratch free. You have to give it to him. He's the number one contender. He just beat one of the fighting nerds that Dana. Let's be real. Dana is giving him Kaio because he's trying to stir some stuff up. But man, those boys' faces were so scared when Khamzat won that fight because it was such a dominant win. Because we're not taking that away. Me and Ayden are not taking that away at all.
Dominance.
Pure dominance.
Is very.
It was just so controlled and so.
I feel like even when we put it that way, it still doesn't sound good. Like mind you, like that's what I'm saying. I get where other people are saying from. Where if you don't like wrestling, don't watch it. We love wrestling. That's the thing. We love wrestling.
But we love exchanges. We love the transitions of it. We love how are you gonna go from side control to mount
to half guard? What are you doing
do
on
this?
The ground?
Khamzat simply didn't do that. He went. The only transition he had in the arsenal was the crucifix, and he'd do this.
Yeah.
He would just tap him on the head,
and
he
would
would
accumulate 529 strikes.
Repeat that number one more time.
529 strikes that man had over the full fight. Mind you, they were probably on the feet for no longer than 4 minutes.
And in Dricus' post-fight interview, he was scratch-free, had a couple bumps on his face with no blood. And I think that's, for me, what just hurts the most. Now, here's my question, and I kind of led us in that direction too. Who does Khamzat fight, and who do you think can beat Khamzat?
Brody, I don't. Well, first, I'll answer the second question first. Nobody beats him. Nobody beats him.
Okay. Who's the next fighter for Khamzat?
We're just gonna say Sean's gonna come in here after suspension.
No, Sean lost. Sean is coming off of a loss. No, absolutely not.
Then who? You're not going to say DeRitter's going to go up there already.
Exactly my point. If they give DeRitter this title shot,
Kaio, like who?
And you know what? When it's all said and done, too, when it's all said and done, the next 5-10 years, when Khamzat retires, you know what I think it's going to look like? I think we're going to look at his career and be like, wow, he's a great champion, but we're never going to look at him as a GOAT because of the people that he fought and the way that he.
Who are you talking about?
Khamzat. Like, we're not. Me personally, if he fights,
the crazy thing is, because I'm not a fan of Khamzat. I'll be honest. Like, I won't lie and say I'm a big fan. I was a fan of him when he first started. Like, I think pre-injury, where he was coming in, he was talking about be a 3 division because he could have actually, like, if he didn't get injured, I think at first he could have genuinely dogged a lot of divisions. I mean that. I'm being for real. I think that he could have ran through a couple of people where we wouldn't have expected it. This right now, like you said, he will never be considered a GOAT. Ever. You can be a good champion only because nobody's gonna wrestle you right now. Well, I don't know. The number one contender could possibly have something to say about that. I don't know.
I just don't think Imavov's not big enough.
I don't know.
And I know we're saying they're all in the same weight class. Let's not kid ourselves.
Yeah.
When they walk up in that ring, nobody is the same weight.
Nobody. Yep.
We know, we can see it. I guarantee you, like Jared Cannonier walked in there, I guarantee he outweighed Michael Venom Page by 10, 15 pounds.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Easy. And
how much you going to eat in that day after Friday, huh?
And that's what I'm saying. And that weight is maybe on the feet, absolutely. But oh my goodness, on the ground, when somebody is sitting on top of you for 25 minutes and they weigh 10, 15 pounds more than you, that's just resistance.
Yeah.
And I think Khamzat I don't think he's a weight bully, but I think he can go. Got it. Khamzat defends his belt once or twice. Alex wins that belt. I want Alex Pereira versus Khamzat Chimaev for the light heavyweight championship.
And I hope you know this is going to go again back because we talked about Alex's upcoming fight. Alex won't win that fight.
That is crazy to say.
Alex won't win that fight.
You know what? We'll transition to there. We have Alex Pereira versus the lightweight champion of the world, Muhammad Goliath. October 4th, lightweight championship of the world. Who do you think wins that fight? And I'm assuming you're going to say Goliath.
Goliath wins that fight for the second time. And this fight is actually just to show all of you people that the first fight was not a fluke. He's going to simply go in there the same way, more high-leveled all around, and he will most likely put hands on Alex. I'm glad the Chama, the rocking back and forth really did it for us. I'm really glad that really did for us. Because if he faces anybody who's actually somewhat better than him all around, it's cooked. Go on ahead. How do you feel about it, Dame?
I think Alex is going to come out with a different mindset. I think Alex was very tentative in that first fight because I think he was scared of the wrestling element that Goliath brought. But Goliath stood there with him. So I think this fight is actually the fight that Alex is going to have to be mindful of the wrestling. This is the longest break that Alex has had from a fight. This is good for Alex.
I don't know. I think though he was actually that consistent for a reason.
He was super active, and we know how that was for Volk. It caught up to Volk. The being active and taking the fight.
I think that was different. I'm pretty sure that Chama needed that almost. He kind of needed those 2 years to just keep going. He needed that.
I agree to some extent, but I also think a guy like Alex, you need to, especially with a loss like that, because it's not like he got dismantled. He lost.
Yeah, he lost.
But he didn't get dismantled.
Of course,
It didn't leave me with any questions about the talent of Alex Pereira. It more so just increased my respect for Magomed Ankalaev. I think Alex wins. I think he does win by TKO or knockout. And I know you're like, holy, you're saying that lightly.
No. I'm listening.
I just genuinely believe Alex and his witchcraft, whatever he has going on, I think he's going to be really motivated, and you're going to see the full-fledged Chama in effect. And I think that could set up for a good Khamzat fight. If, you know what, because now I'm thinking about it back and forth.
He's going to outstrike him once again. If he doesn't drop or submit Alex,
Hear me out,
just
though.
going to go to another unanimous decision.
If Dana can't find anybody to fight in that middleweight against Khamzat, let's say Alex wins this belt, because the point is he just wanted to win light heavyweight, defend it, blah, blah. He's already kind of been doing that up until he lost his fight. Have him go back down to 185. A weight where when he walks into the ring, to the octagon, he's going to weigh about the same as Khamzat. If not, he's probably going to outweigh him a little bit. Now listen, God knows where his wrestling is. It could be horrible.
Won't win that fight.
He won't, but for the entertainment factor, because I'm sorry, we are going to get, I think the middleweight is going to go through a great depression with Khamzat as the champion. So you're going to have to spice it up somehow. You're going to have to take somebody in the light heavyweight division and throw them down there because Khamzat's too big, too strong for everybody in the middleweight division. Genuinely, I mean that. You're going
Alex
to have
doesn't
to
win either of those fights. I'm going to keep saying it. I don't understand.
Then if Ankalaev wins, do you take Ankalaev and you put him down to fight?
That's the thing. I don't think that he would even try to go down there. And I'm being honest, I don't think that he would go down
That
there.
would be a tremendous drop in weight.
For him. We've seen Alex do it. That's why we're so functional with how we can put him in a weight class.
Yeah, that's why we talk about Alex like he's some interchangeable character.
Because he's an interchangeable character. Like, yeah, he is. I don't see him doing that at all.
I'm just I'm just trying to
especially
sit here
for his second defense, or his first defense.
I'm just trying to sit here and think, like, because the Khamzat situation is so interesting to me, because there really is nobody. There he is.
You said the number one contender is too small.
It's too small. He's a great striker. Imavov's a great striker. He could be. I don't know. Kyle's a good. That's a good fight. I want to see that first before I say anything.
I feel like we got to see that, and then we can progress to what it can lead to.
Exactly. But nobody beats Khamzat, and I think we should move on from Khamzat. And I want to talk about one more fight. Can we? Do you mind?
You can go ahead.
I want to talk about the bantamweight title that we have coming up against Merab Dvalishvili versus the number 4 ranked Corey Sandhagen. Yeah. How do we feel about that fight?
I feel like we actually had a good breakdown on this too when we were talking about the Sugar Sean fight.
Yes.
Because we said overall we think that Corey
presents a bigger challenge.
Simply more than Sean, and that's very true. Corey, all around, I think, knows more about the sport than
Yes.
Sean, easily.
Corey's a technician. Simply, I think he can present problems to Marab that Sean doesn't. In the like, let's say Marab goes for a single leg, double leg. Corey has his ways to either escape that or catch him on those
I think
entries.
this is like the for real challenge though, because I feel like I've seen that a lot. It's a lot of MMA coaches where like they'll fight in the UFC. Some of their stuff just doesn't correlate to the octagon. Very great coaching, very great. All his videos are really good too. Like I don't even do MMA, and I watch some of his videos.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's gonna correlate to Marab, because Marab, you can defend it the first time, the first 5 times, first 10 times. I mean, it's like a robot. I don't know how like his lungs don't exist. They're just filled with whatever nitrogen he uses, and it just keeps going.
It's almost like he's breathing in oxygen when he's going into
like I don't.
His gas tank is second to none. I'm not saying that Corey's gonna win.
No,
I'm saying he presents the biggest problem because
he does.
Marab to us right now is the Khamzat of the bantamweight.
He is, but a
he
very
seems-
entertaining one.
Yes, and he seems a little more like take the Sean fight for example, when the coach got in his ear and was like he was tricking him and he got upset.
Yeah.
There are ways to get Marab off of his pivot. And I think Corey can present those problems, and I think it's going to be a great fight, great card. I think 320 is going to be actually a better card.
I feel like
than
the
one we just got
first
now.
2 rounds are going to be very, very technical. Like we're going to see just 2 straight demons go at it in a very smart way. It won't be just
Absolutely.
straight sling in the hands. It will be very smart defense, and I want to see his first takedown defense. I want to see what that looks like, because I feel like that's going to tell me a lot of how he's going to go into that fight.
Absolutely. That's the last fight I want to talk about. I want to jump into another topic. And before we jump into it, I just want to say I'm extremely frustrated with the NBA right now for the lack of motion that we've been seeing. I know we got spoiled a little bit in the beginning of the offseason. The talk about I'm gonna say his name once. We won't say his name again. They need to. The Golden State Warriors need to figure out what they're doing with Jonathan Kuminga.
It's been 5 weeks, and he's been our first topic.
It is
every
at this
single
point.
week.
This is a hostage. This is a hostage situation.
It's a hostage for us too. and
Adam
we're
Silver
in
needs to
Georgia.
figure this out, as well as the Giddy situation, which we talk about the Giddler here and there. But I feel like
I
it's
have
important for
one
us to talk about
insight
it. Tell me. Go ahead.
on the Kuminga. Kuminga for DeRozan straight up. What are you doing?
No. Absolutely not.
Kuminga.
I thought you were gonna say
and
something else.
Jackson for DeRozan straight up.
No.
Kuminga and
They had a Kuminga for Bobby Portis trade that didn't go through. So that just tells you a lot about
that was just the Bucks not wanting that fit.
and let me tell you
Because
this.
we know that he fits better with the Kings than he would
Because
with
like
the
I said,
Bucks.
I don't want to graze on him too much. I actually don't want to graze on the NBA that much in general. I have a little segment I want to present to you real quick.
Go on ahead,
But
buddy.
first I want to talk about the low ball of the Chicago Bulls. After our last podcast, I remember we going upstairs, we just got the news from ESPN that they had lowballed him with a 4-year, $80 million deal. And my response to you was this: Alex Caruso signed a 4-year, $85 million deal. And in my opinion, OKC won the trade, they won the championship. But in the long term, that is a all-star caliber point guard. And you're not willing to pay him over $20 million a year? It's ridiculous. I think
You think that the whole next season, he will play like how he did in that little 20
do.
game span?
I actually do. I actually think he'll play a little better from a playmaking standpoint. I think his shot is going to take like 2-3 more years of like he'll progress slowly, but I think his playmaking ability is second to none. He's only gotten better. His
And
three,
you think that he would do this where in Chicago or where?
I think I don't know why Chicago hasn't just made him a cornerstone of the franchise yet. You made the trade.
You've already done it to somebody else. It's a little. Not necessarily saying that you're fourth. What do you think that he is? Their scoring option, third, second.
Oh, some nights second. Yeah, like some nights second, some nights third. But that's not the point. When you get 15 assists,
That is a very good point.
and you get 9 rebounds, and when you're improving defensively, because that was
Yeah.
the big stigma about Josh Giddey, it was his defense. You improve slightly on the defensive end. I mean, you're only showing me progression. Why wouldn't I pay you now?
Yeah,
Give
that's
him
true.
his $100 million now. So in 2 years, when he's averaging 20, 10, and 8 quietly. Man, that was actually kind of wild to say.
You have high. I'm gonna say this. Josh Giddey's a good player. You have high hopes because I know how much you watch basketball. You watch him play every single day, almost. Like I think that's different from OKC and Chicago fans. You guys can say probably a lot different than what all NBA fans can say because you watch him every day. You watch that man become a good NBA player.
But I think defensively he'll always be the liability, the guy who's going to get picked on. But yeah, bar none, what he brings from a playmaking aspect, if you put some shooters around, maybe put like an all-star big.
I think also how orthodox his game is makes it so much better for him. Because
underrated to go and get into the rim, by the way. Underrated.
That's fine, but same thing with the orthodox. You don't know which way he's going to go. Like, you have no clue. I think I'm orthodox because I'm just shaped weird. He's orthodox because he can genuinely just put the ball where he wants it in a strange way. Like when he dribbles, he don't go for a straight cross. It'll be or like it's awkward. He plays awkward. Yeah, it's a little weird one.
But yeah, for me, pay him now, or somebody else will.
Apparently not. It's been like again. That's what I'm saying. We've been talking about the same kind of rotation of the 2-3 players, and nobody wants to pay them right now.
But you know what the common stipulation with all those players are? Yeah. They're all awkward.
No.
Kuminga. I think Kuminga plays awkward too. Sometimes he can be a star, absolutely. Sometimes he's so hit or miss. Sometimes he'll shoot really bad, or his big strength is getting to the rim. There'll be games where he's getting to the rim and they're not going in. And you know it. And he's a good defender, good rebounder. I'm not saying that.
Around, man. I don't know. I feel like you play with
Josh
Steph.
Has more upside.
You grew up playing with Steph, Dre, all of them, and then you kind of got Clay off, but now you have Jimmy Butler, Buddy Hield. I think that he does what he can. And that's exactly why he wants out, because everybody on the Warriors, including Steve Kerr, including himself, know that he can do more. He can do more for a basketball team. You know that.
Can we play a little segment brought to you by the GetBack? It's called 1 for 30. This is a little segment where I'm going to give you each team's new addition to the squad, and I want you to tell me if it's a big addition or if it's a big positive addition or a negative addition, okay? And when I say negative, I'm not saying, oh, they're going to play good if it benefits the team holistically, all right? And let's start with the Atlanta Hawks. I'm going to give you 2 names, Nickeil Alexander-Walker and Kristaps Porzingis. What do you think?
Easily. It makes them better. It's no way around it. It has to make them better because those are 2 starters.
Who do you think is going to provide more of an impact, Nickeil Alexander or Kristaps Porzingis?
Porzingis has to be that front. You lost Capella. I think Alexander, he will fill in a role kind of like how Tim Hardaway did, maybe Malik Beasley for just a different team. Kristaps will have to fill in some shoes because Capella got a lot of points strictly from just being in the paint. Now you have to fill in that role for Trae Young. So
I feel like Kristaps was trusted for way better, obviously.
That's what I'm saying,
so I think that could be huge for them.
Good little pick and pop.
Another interesting addition this offseason for the Boston Celtics, Anthony Simons. What do you think of Anthony Simons?
He's going to have to show out. You're going to have to show out.
Starter or not? Because apparently
this next year, right?
Because apparently Peyton Pritchard has been named the starting point guard.
So what are you going to say? That he's
so saying Anthony Simons is going to be the 6th man.
It's going to be Peyton Pritchard, Derek White,
Jaylen Brown. Yeah,
that's what they said. I would definitely he's gonna start. I don't see that. He's gonna start. I'm glad that Boston loves the little kid so much, but I hate to tell you, and he deserves to start. You paid him that money for the 6th man.
True. Brooklyn Nets, Michael Porter Jr. What are your thoughts on that?
The way that he's been talking, I don't know how his PR team is doing right now. We don't have to.
Not a good addition.
We don't have to repeat anything that he's saying. He plays Andrew Tate clips around girls. We don't have to repeat what he's saying, but I don't know how focused he is going into this next season.
I agree.
I think him finally not being under pressure of a
championship
team
looming under him. Yeah,
you can even be on a playoff team like Miami Heat. You can be on a team like that and still ball out, do whatever you want to do. He was playing with Yoke and people that was competing.
Negative or positive for the Brooklyn Nets? It's consensus. Come on.
Negative only because of the trade. I think the trade makes
you lost a better player.
Yeah, I think the trade makes it negative.
Charlotte Hornets. This is a draft piece. They didn't really add much on the front of
W.
Con Canepo. You like that?
W.
I do like that as well.
The man is a hooper. The man is a pure hooper. Pure. Like I mean, pure like he's just gonna be in the corner or a wing player. Where you give him the ball, he's smacking it. Like he's smacking.
Absolutely.
He's W
I like
player.
that. Chicago Bulls, Noah Esingeh.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on him? The 12th overall pick. I like his length and
Yeah, so he's
athleticism.
just
What
an
do you think?
athletic defender. He's good at defense. He knows how to move his feet, and he like you said, he's lengthy. Like he can move.
Your Cleveland Cavaliers added Lonzo Ball to the mix in their point guard room. What were your thoughts on that? Positive or negative for the Cleveland Cavaliers?
Positive, depending on how much he plays. If we can
Now-
just monitor him.
I also
it'll be
ask you
okay.
this: they swapped for Okoro. Okoro's a great defender, in my opinion.
Great defender.
Do you think that gaining that playmaking from Lonzo is much more important right now? At this
much more
stage?
important only because we are already a good defensive team? I would say Okoro in year 5. I go back to this a lot. He was a top 5 pick.
Yeah.
We gave him a lot of time, which I feel like sometimes we struggle at giving players time. That was the one player we genuinely just gave time to blossom.
Absolutely.
And look at what he's gonna do. Nothing happened. So Lonzo, like I said, monitor his minutes. No back-to-backs. DG, no back-to-backs, so he can have a bounce-back teammate to go off with. And we'll see how that works. I would say a W for now.
I'm gonna skip over the Dallas Mavericks. They obviously added Cooper Flag. That's the
Yeah.
one player they added. We don't have to talk about that. That's a great addition. That's the number 1 pick. You lost nothing and you gained everything.
Yeah.
Let's move into the Denver Nuggets, adding a couple key pieces. They added Jonas, Cam, Tim Hardaway, Bruce. Who do you think their biggest key addition is? And is it gonna propel them back to those champion aspirations that they had?
I have 2, and it's going to bounce back off what we said. That's the reason that the Brooklyn Nets possibly lost that trade. Cam Johnson is a better player than Michael Porter Jr. He's a smarter player that I think these Suns still to this day regret giving him and Mikal up. Easily. No way. The other player I would possibly put up there is going to be Bruce Brown because of how impactful and effective he was in 2023. If he can give him a glimpse of that, we're going to see possibly another championship road down the road.
Detroit Pistons add Duncan Robinson. Positive, negative?
I'm going to give that a neutral. Is that possible?
You can neutralize that.
I'm going to give that a
Okay with
neutral. I think losing Malik makes that neutral because I feel like you're not really
And I feel like
gaining
Malik's a
anything.
much better
like
defender.
you're not gaining
Because I think Duncan
a better
can get
defender.
picked on.
Duncan's a better shooter. I think Malik, because of how much he
I
had
think
the
he fit
ball,
the scheme better.
he fit the scheme of Detroit better with Cade.
Yes, with
Cade
Cade.
playing as like his point guard. Yes,
Golden State obviously didn't add anybody except their 2 second-round picks.
that's so sad.
Which is sad.
I'm so sorry. Like that is, they are the way that they run their team sometimes with like not picking people up. Sort of like the Dallas Cowboys. I know you're probably gonna think the Lakers are more like Dallas. No, it's the Warriors, bro. They don't pick anybody up, no matter what time it is.
Can I hit you with a neutral here for a team? Houston Rockets key addition, Kevin Durant. That's neutral to me. I think is really gonna mess up the
We
cohesion
can
of the
switch it
locker
off.
room.
We can switch it off. I'll go past Houston.
Go ahead.
Why is Kevin Durant neutral for you? You serious?
For me, he's neutral simply because of the fact that you're just throwing a superstar player into the mix,
I think
and we
you
know how
are,
that
but
works.
I think
Is it a better fix than it was in Phoenix? Absolutely, unequivocally, yes. But here's my problem with Houston. You got Amen, who's going to progress tremendously, in my opinion.
Sengun.
You got Jabari.
Jabari,
You
I
got
think, still
Sengun.
has a couple of years where he can blossom to something. Amen has 1 year, and he can be that.
I know, and just listen. KD made it clear he don't just want to stand there in the corner and shoot. He want to play.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be I think it's gonna be rough in the beginning. Not that they're gonna like lose all these games, but the expectations that we have set for them to win 50, 60 games, you're not gonna see that at first, and you're almost gonna question it. Can they still win 50? Yes. 60? Absolutely not. They will
60,
not.
no, I think they win 50 games. I think you still look. Freddie just got paid, which Fred shut a lot of people up this past playoffs because I think a lot of
They
people
did.
forgot his name, and he shut a lot of people up. Like you said, you got Amen, you got Sengun, you got Jabari. You let go of Jalen Green, who you told me was one of the most inefficient players in the league, which is very, very true. And Dylan Brooks. Dylan Brooks, to me, hurt the most out of everything else.
And I totally get the because Katie's one of the most efficient. So you're swapping inefficient with efficiency, and I totally get that side of it,
I get the A
but
side
it's
of it too.
different.
I
It's
feel
just a
what you're saying.
totally different type
I think
of efficiency. that
Kevin
you're getting.
Durant, he the way that his game has transcended, I think this is gonna work out. Like you said, I don't know about 60 games, but 50 is cool. Indiana Pacers. My bad. Were you about to say something, my doggy?
Oh no, you good.
Indiana Pacers, key addition, Jay Huff. How do we feel about that?
Neutral. I don't want to talk about it much. Neutral. Good stretch player. Obviously they lost Miles Turner, so they had to do that.
Yeah.
Neutral.
LA Clippers, 2 key additions, which the Uncathon has reunited. Bradley Beal, Chris Paul.
Both negative.
Both negative. Which one is more negative?
Bradley Beal is going to be the cancer of the locker room. I think actually, you know what? I'll take that back. Chris Paul, good, positive. Bradley Beal, I just don't like it. Him and James and Kawhi.
Yeah.
I really
and the
don't
way
like
that
That's
he was
too
talking
much.
in the interviews too.
I want to win a chip.
I want to win a chip. I think
No.
that this really is just man.
So no.
That's fine. Los Angeles Lakers, obviously they added
big time,
center,
big time addition. Luka, this was a here you go, Luka. We love you.
I
That's what that was.
Now
Simply.
that is very true. As a LeBron sucker, that move was for Luka Doncic. That was not for LeBron.
You
that
have your
was
lob
for
threat.
Luka.
You have your lob threat.
That was something for Luka.
LeBron can benefit off of that.
LeBron can benefit
because LeBron don't have to get his hands dirty.
I think that you forget. We talk about a lot about Luka's scoring. He almost averaged a triple double.
Yeah.
I hope you know that. And what was most of his assists? Straight lob throws to Derek Lively. Derek Lively in his first year looked like he could have been possibly a third team.
Absolutely.
Easily, just from the lobs.
Now we got to go rapid fire here because I want to get into a new topic here.
My bad.
But Memphis Grizzlies, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, negative, positive.
Positive.
Miami Heat, Norman Powell, negative, positive.
Positive.
You like that one? I do as well. I think that's great. You know who benefits the most out of that? Bam. Bam's gonna love that. Because I think now he can play a little pick. Because Bam is almost like a point center.
Pause, bro. Pause the segment. Bam Adebayo or Evan Mobley, who has the higher upside? Think about everything
Evan Mobley
before you answer.
Evan
Mobley.
Yeah.
Why is that such a hard question for me? No.
That's a Twitter question right there.
No. That's NBA Stars on Podcast, Jeff Teague, all of them, all saying that Bam Adebayo has a higher upside.
That's simply just because Michael Beasley said he's the best one-on-one player. One of the best.
Dog. That's I get he has a lot of skill. My bad. Cut back into
No, you're absolutely good. I totally get that one. Milwaukee Bucks, Miles Turner.
I'm gonna say that is a neutral, and you're probably like, why? I think that's neutral. You switched out something just to get something back. It's okay.
New Orleans Pelicans add Jordan Poole.
Positive.
And you know what? For me, that's not even their biggest key addition to me. I think Jeremiah Fears was.
Oh, nah, I ain't gonna front. You get Poole and give him his best friend back, Looney, they're most likely probably gonna hoop. Poole's gonna hoop.
Oklahoma City, Nikola Topic comes back from his ACL injury to play. What do you think about that?
Very big positive.
All right. Orlando Magic, Desmond Bane.
I retract my statement. Before I didn't like it. I'm gonna say this is a positive, actually.
I like that. I like, you know what? That's character development, Ayden Jones. I like
Shut
that.
up, bro.
Philadelphia 76ers at VJ
Bang out.
Come back.
Very, very beautiful pick.
They hit the nail on the hammer with that. In his summer league debut, 28 points, 10 boards, 4 assists.
Yeah,
beautiful slam over the top.
High flyer.
W. I think we know what the consensus is on this one. Phoenix Suns at Jalen Green.
We are going to reverse this one.
For now, it's negative.
Yeah, I'm gonna say a negative. Obviously, if we said the other one was a positive,
but you know what?
It's negative.
It can turn into a positive if it works out. If him and
I hope Jalen Green's gonna take on a new role that I don't think that he will want to, because now you're playing with Devin Booker. So going ahead, you can try to work that out. But I don't think that he's gonna want to do that role as much as you like.
Portland Trailblazers at Drew Holiday.
And
not potentially not even their biggest key addition. Yeah. Biggest key addition is Dame, who obviously won't play this year, which is why we are not saying him as that key addition. But
bro, Portland is so smart. Honestly, I don't know why.
Chess.
I still feel like Dame just had a little part of this.
I think
in the back of his head, he had it written up somehow. But a W. I'm gonna say the way that they're building over there is good.
Let's go into San Antonio. Dylan Harper.
Paid man, hasn't played a second, but he was the number 2 overall pick. I'm gonna say this is a positive. Very good player. If, like you said, he can be the 6th man. You come off the 6th man, I'll see it.
And this is just a big motivation piece for Stephon Castle here. You're paying De'Aaron Fox. You paid Dylan Harper. Stephon Castle, you need to ball out this year and show them
as
you
are
the
rookie of the year
starter. Yes, as the rookie of the year. Utah Jazz, Ace Bailey in the draft, a pure shooter, goes number 5. I think this is a negative. I'm not a big fan of Ace
I'm
Bailey.
gonna say a
That's just me.
positive.
Okay,
I'm gonna
really?
say a positive.
Just because it's
I'm
Utah?
I won't say just because it's Utah. I think we let those 2 weeks really get to our head. I think that people don't understand how nice Ace really is. I mean, like, the man is hitting veteran 10-year plus NBA shots in college over 3 defenders.
I can respect
Yes,
that.
he's like that.
Washington Wizards at CJ McCollum and Trey Johnson.
Easy W. Trey will possibly be. He can be a star in Washington. He can be a star in Washington. CJ, neutral.
Okay. CJ's neutral. I'm actually
Because
okay with that.
they're building over there, but CJ to me is neutral.
That doesn't mind me.
I like that segment though. 1 for 30. I like that.
You like that?
I like
That's
that.
good. Brought to you by the GetBack shop.
Thank you.
Coming out soon. My bad. I had to plug that in there. I want to get into a different topic with you. I want to get into, obviously, we are starting to trickle down into the real deal Holyfield NFL season with preseason happening yesterday. We had some good games on. Obviously, we were tuned into the fight. I was tuned into my Broncos as well. But let's talk some preseason ball. I want to talk to you about some guys. And yeah, let's just dive into some preseason, my guy.
Yes, sir.
You okay with that?
I'm cool with it because I think week 1 was entertaining. Week 2 gave us some better insights of what we really wanted to kind of see.
Yes, I would totally agree with that. I think also, too, we saw a lot of these QBs. Some of them trickled down and some of them stayed up. And I want to talk about Jackson Dart again. I know we talked about him last week and we gave him a little segment. And we gave that whole Giants QB room.
His week 2 performance deserves more.
He looked so composed. He looked sharp.
What was his QBR rating?
Oh, my God. I got to look that up.
Because it had to be. Have you said those stats? The man went 14 out of 16 passes, 137 yards, and 2 touchdowns in his second preseason game.
Beautiful.
Oh, it's preseason. Nah, bro. Like that's a different level.
Right? And he looks comfortable in that offense.
The chain was on, like, dog. As soon as I saw him in the end zone with the little chain, I said, "Oh, okay."
Full effect.
Okay.
But yeah, obviously Jackson Dart played good, and we'll get into these quarterbacks right now. Actually, Dylan Gabriel got some big time minutes for the Cleveland Browns, which he did throw an interception. But you know what?
The interception was his fault. We don't gotta get too deep into that.
I wasn't mad about his performance whatsoever. I thought he played well after that. I think
the first 3 drives was I won't go deep into it. First 3 drives, very decent. After that, first 3 drives, I was very impressed though. Like the pick, like I said, that wasn't his fault. Deontay Johnson simply sucks playing wide receiver. He should be an XFL Hall of Famer right now, but that simply, the performance I think could have been a little bit better. That's all. He didn't play. He didn't play bad. He did not play bad.
Who's starting quarterback? Week 1.
Unc Joe
Flacco. All right, I like that. I'll disagree with you. I'll disagree with you, and I'll hit you with another one. It's gonna be Kenny Pickett.
That's crazy. What was Dylan Gabriel's quote? What did he say?
He's a competitor. He's not an entertainer, which was, in my opinion, he said it wasn't. That was a direct shot at Shedeur Sanders. We all know it was. Was it mature? No. I think, you know what? Shedeur has shown tremendous maturity, and he's shown tremendous poise, both on and off the field with the Cleveland Browns. I see no reason by week 4, week 5, he won't be the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. Now, I want to get into the Colts. They are on the brink of making a quarterback decision. They have no choice. We're about to touch down into the regular season.
That's so weird over there. It's so
And you know why?
weird
Because
over there.
Anthony Richardson will make a electric play.
You know he's still gonna start, right? He's going to start. He's favored to start. Dog,
Yes.
he dislocated his pinky and he's still favored to start. Yes, he's going to start. Did Jones have a good little couple drives?
Yeah, he's shown
Yes.
consistency.
Yes.
And you know what? That's the thing. And that's why I actually started Daniel Jones over Anthony Richardson. That's why I disagree. Because even though Anthony Richardson has more electric plays and has, obviously shown more of his athleticism than Daniel has, Daniel played in New York, getting his ear barked in.
Anthony Richardson isn't good.
I know. And I think
Once again,
That was
Cam
messed
Newton.
up.
Thank you so much, Cam. Because
Cam ruined the quarterback
Cam,
consensus.
I know we did this. We're going to do it one more time. The man's QBR rating since high school has been it hasn't got above a 70. It hasn't got above a 65. I don't know if it even got above a 60.
And we got
or
such a
70.
small sample size in college.
I don't care.
And
We
it was-
got
yeah.
the same sample size in high school.
Exactly.
He
which is the
simply
problem.
was just a big Cam Newton lookalike. And especially at that time, what was that, 2017? Dog, that's every QB's wet dream at that time, was just a Cam Newton lookalike. His QBR rating in high school wasn't good.
Mhm.
In college, it was not good. In the NFL, it was not good. What can he do? He's athletic and he can throw a deep ball.
Absolutely.
That's all.
Lastly, I want to talk about one team before we wrap this beautiful episode up. Let's talk about the Cowboys crisis. Not only have their running backs this preseason have been so underwhelming.
I think it's a lot of things that's been underwhelming. I thought you were going to talk about
So-
Joe Milton, but
Joe Milton did not play well either,
Joe Milton
and I think he has so
did
much potential.
not play good. No. Joe Milton, the weird thing about Joe Milton, it can be a check down, it can be a hatchback to the running back, it can be anything. He throws a laser somehow every time. It's not accurate. It's not accurate.
And here's
at all.
my thing: people are probably sitting here. Why are you guys talking about the backup quarterback for the Cowboys? Well, because their starting quarterback does not like to play 17 games.
Go
and
ask
we know
Cooper
that.
Rush.
So this is
Go ask
honestly,
Trey Lance.
Yeah, it's super important for me that their backup quarterback at least shows.
They in the same boat as my Browns. You Cowboy fans
Little
should
better.
be.
We got Dak. At the end of the day, it's
Okay,
still
yeah,
Dak.
pause. My bad. Is Dak playing 17 games then?
No,
Oh, okay. So once again, you're gonna have to see Joe Milton go out there and say that your team, because I
here's
do
the
think
thing.
that last year was a fluke.
they are a playoff team.
That's what I'm saying. Like I said, I think last year was a fluke. As much as I trash talk my father and everybody else, I think it was a fluke, and they are going to
Yes.
possibly be fighting to get to the
a
playoffs.
wild card. Yes.
Say he gets injured. Now you have to put in
Joe
Joe
Milton,
Milton.
who went 2 for 8 and had 14 yards.
in the preseason
It's just
game.
for me simply.
Not even that, because that's what I'm saying. I feel like this whole episode, I feel like we sounded like haters. We sounded like haters this whole episode, everything. But dog, that one play where he threw the pick in the end zone, I don't know if you saw that. He looked down, and because their line gave him 5-7 seconds, so he had just time to glaze and stare, to look into the
Yep.
sunset, look dead into the defender's eyes in the end zone, just threw the ball. That was crazy to me. Because you see that when people are getting rushed, scrambling, he was sitting in the pocket, dog.
Because I will say their defense has shown out. So
Their
my
defense
thing
is
is
good.
yes. So my thing is, if Dak does play 17 games, wow, they are a wild card team. I just right now I'm really seeing a really weak.
And you
really
got some
weak
other stuff to
preseason
figure
from
out
them.
too.
Yeah, and then you got to figure out the Micah stuff,
Figure out
which could be
Micah.
affecting the team too. You never know. We don't know. We're not in there.
It
But
affected CD. CD has some stuff about to say about that. CD also caught back shots by ref. Trey Hendrickson is now on the trade blockbuster, and now he's going to my Browns. Welcome back to the GetBack Podcast, ladies and gentlemen. It's your host, Ayden Jones, with the other host.
Damian Dusten.
And thank you
Episode
for
21.
watching episode 21, man.
Peace.
Get back.